Hi, a year ago, I showed you an awesome 2-ingredient biscuit, but now I'm going to kick it up a notch. I'm going to show you a 3-ingredient biscuit that I think is going to be even better. Let's get started because I'm Ralph, this is my kitchen, and we're going to start out here by using some self-rising flour. You do not want the AP, you do not want the double O or any other type. You want the self-rising flour. We're going to use 2 cups of it. Want 2 level cups, but you do not want to be packing that down. I'm going to be sifting it just because I want to make sure that there are no lumps in any of this. One more. And that's all there is to that. To that, I'm going to be adding 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now, this container just happens to be 16 fluid ounces. That turns out to be 2 cups. So I'm not even going to bother to measure this into a cup because I know that I've got the right proportions already. Going to start blending that together. It looks very liquidy, but this part will not take very long at all. Okay, this is starting to come together. So far, you've only seen me use 2 ingredients. The 3rd ingredient is coming up, but you're going to have to watch a little bit longer to find out what that secret ingredient is going to be. As I say, this is going to make a very sticky dough. That is just about ready. Make sure everything from underneath is brought around. I get my table ready with some flour. I'm going to dump a little bit on top of the dough itself to make it easier to work with my hands. And it's just about time for the secret ingredient. Try to get this dough all out of here. Okay, now we just want to start the kneading process here. With a little bit of that flour on your hands, it helps. You do not want to be overworking the dough. Just going to knead it a couple of times. Now, here is where the secret ingredient is going to come in. I've got some frozen butter. And I'm just going to grate that over the dough itself. Then I'm going to be folding that in. Add some more butter. Fold it over, work it in. I think I'm going to do it one more time. Fold it over. Make sure everything is covered with the flour. Now, you could do this with your hand, or you could use a rolling pin. If you use a rolling pin, make sure you get it good and floured. This one kind of has a non-slick surface to it. What you're going to want is to get it down to about a 1/2 inch thickness to it. I've got my baking sheet here. And I have my oven preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I'm just going to start cutting these out, placing them on my cooking sheet with some parchment paper, and I'm going to have the biscuits touching each other. I'm doing that because instead of spreading out during the baking process, I want them to rise during that baking process. Now I'm afraid I'm getting some of these a little bit thin, but I think in the end it's going to be okay. This is going to turn into a pretty good sized batch. And you don't have to have a rolling pin. You can just do all this with your hands and make sure that it's still all covered with lots of flour here. And this last one, I'm just going to be forming by hand. Like I say, the oven has been preheated to 450 degrees, and I'm going to be putting them in for about 15 minutes. So I will see y'all in about 15 minutes. They're out of the oven. They are looking terrific. Check this out. Oh yeah. And I cut up a couple of them. You can see what they look like inside. What do they taste like? First, without anything on top. It tastes buttery. Not overwhelming, but just that little hint of butter in there. Because we didn't put a whole lot in, but definitely a little taste of butter. So let's try it with a big taste of butter. This is truly awesome. You have got to try this 3-ingredient biscuit recipe. This is tremendous. Tell you what, I love y'all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you that do. If you like the video, give me a subscription, maybe a like, and comments. I love lots of comments. So with that said, I will see y'all the next time. Hey Gunner, time for a biscuit. Good boy.